Hello and welcome back to another episode of Pro Clubs Weekly. I'm your host Eightball, and joining me in the gantry tonight is the one, the only Domino. Domino, how are you?
Eightball, we are back with our friends down in the hub at the VFL, and we got some midweek action for you guys. Eightball, take it away with teams, my good sir.
It's VFL Midweek, which is different from VFL, believe it or not. A slight little spin-off, and that is basically it. So you get some similar players from the weekend game, some brand new players. So we're excited. Those of you at home should be excited. And the teams tonight are VFL Napoli midweek and VFL Como 1907, who we shall be referring to as just Como because that is a mouthful. Midweek.
Too many syllables, Eightball. Too many syllables.
We're doing it for Dom's sake more than anyone else's. So we have got Napoli in their yellow and blue kit and Como in their black kit from left to right. And I think this might be the first midweek league game we've covered, Domino. We've done a couple of cup games which are obviously midweek, but that's for the main VFL. So we were saying before the game, we do recognise some of these players, not all of these players, and I think that's where that's going to come in with your mixed bag of standard VFL players and those who potentially can only play midweek. So yeah, let us know what you're expecting, Domino.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you kind of said it there. I mean, for us, a midweek we weren't treated to this midweek league when we were playing, but like I said, you got some ballers here that can't commit to the weekend stuff. Again, I would say
which I think we would probably fall into that category, don't we?
And that's what I said. Yeah. So like again, I'm bound to see some ballers here that won't actually play for the weekend league and play midweek. So yeah, mate, I'm excited to see the quality here. And at the minute, it's not letting us down. Both teams are looking to play actually quite very direct, and it's worked out here for Napoli. I've got the ball on this right-hand side, a little bit intricate play there. Just one too many intricacies, and it gets cleared, and I thought it was ghost penalty.
Yeah, ghost penalty. We love a ghost penalty on this channel.
Oh, we do, mate.
It's never fair, but also lots of drama, and apparently that's what we're really into over here. Ball goes over the top. Taken out of the air by Agi Ace, added to Adam Squires, who we do recognise, sliding in Joe Kitchen, Spragsy. There's too many players we recognise and too much action, but it was kind of palmed down like a volleyball style. Will Kerry still got it on this right hand side, and they are piling on the pressure. Como. That might be the most excited I've ever been during commentary, and it's not stopping anytime soon because Napoli are on the counter attack here with Wilco. Has a shot.
Oh, he just didn't hold up enough.
Yeah, you know what we're gonna say about those rebounds, Domino. Very, very close to a rebound goal.
I mean, that chance there from Como, that little man build up top, cutting people individually, and then the runner streaming off him. Great IQ play, great ball in behind. And to be fair, Eightball, a great save. So
yeah, both sides. Yeah, both goalkeepers showing us what they can do early doors. And to be fair, Dominic, I mean, again, I'm going to touch upon this midweek stuff. If it's anything like you and I, these guys are going to be like, I'm talking exclusively the midweek players here, just full of 30-something-year-olds who have settled down, super happy in their lives, obviously. And this is the only time they can dedicate to clubs, and those types of players are dangerous, like they really are, because they've been around the scene for a long time. Scottish there with a fantastic turn. I don't even know where he's playing, but I don't think he's usually that far back. Here comes Joe Kitchen. Slides in the dangerous Adam Squires. Tricks for days. It is back to Scottish. Flicked over first time.
Bad idea.
Very clever idea. Cut out well by Napoli, who do look like they're a bit more direct, would you say?
Yeah, I do think they are. I mean, to be fair, they've got the option to be direct because they've got a lot of men up and they're keeping 2 or 3 players forward. So the ball is on. Execution hasn't been there at the minute, but you only need that 1-8 ball. You only need that one ball to go through to get you through on goal. But this is what I mean. There's a lot of bodies here, and when they pick up the ball like this, you've got people streaming off them. Good bit of possession here though. Let's see if they can again work their way out. And they've decided to go long again. Not the worst idea, but it looks like it was swept up by the centre half.
The thing is, I mean, there's a difference from just hoofing it and actually having those willing, clever runners.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Napoli have gone for here. But it's nice to have the two contrasting styles because Como are playing through the thirds here and they look good doing it. But the game is still 0-0, so it is poised very nicely. Half an hour in.
Yeah, we always say at 8ball, styles make fights, and this will be absolutely end to end because of the direct football that Napoli are playing, and how they'll give the ball away more than they'll retain it with a long ball strategy. Actually, that's a nice bit of play through there, and they've gone again. They're very direct, very direct 8ball.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've seen teams who like to play out from the back, who like tiki-taka, yada, yada, yada. We've seen them get pumped 5-6-0 before because sometimes it just doesn't work. And if you're getting results by going direct, if you've got the players to go direct, I think that's probably the biggest thing, then so be it. I mean, I still think the direct football, there's a place for it, and we watched a couple of weeks ago it win the Champions League in VFL, so quite clearly it works. But yeah, like you said, these styles, these opposing styles, they're probably my favourite games because it does make for a very interesting competition.
Yeah, constant end to end here, 8ball. It is because again, when they transition, I think Como were doing really well in the transition, and they're picking up the ball and finding these gaps and spaces. That's excellent football. Great save, good positioning by the centre half.
Very good save. He did palm it back into the danger zone, but the defence were on it. And that is what you want to see from your defenders and goalkeepers. Keeping it out and getting rid of it. And not conceding just for half-time is a Brucey bonus as well. This Will Carey in CDM looks like a very tidy player as well. Sorry, again, every single video, curse of the commentator. Sorry there, Will. But yeah, he's looked very tidy so far. As Napoli breaking down this left-hand side, Wilco cuts inside. Davey Hudson does really well, and yeah, typical Como, keeping that ball, playing out from the back, and then doing it from right to left, defence to attack, and they look bloody good doing it, and there's space on this right hand side, but they do keep it perhaps one too many, but Deadman does really well, goes over the top. The ball was on about 5 minutes ago, but he finally got it, and yeah, he's cut out by Captain Snow. Wilco puts in a totally fine 2-footed tackle. Hey, we are here for it, and yeah, just like that, Domino, it is half time. One of the better 0-0s we've seen, and I think I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say I think the second half, both of these two teams are gonna think that they can take the other and win this. So I'm expecting fireworks.
No, absolutely,
or at least hoping.
We'll always say it on this channel, and it's a very normal statement, and it's very obvious. The first goal always changes the game, but in this game especially, the first goal will change it. I think if Napoli get the first goal, then they're going to stick to that style of football. That style of football is going to pay off. They're going to get more men behind the ball and not press it as high as they are, and just carry on doing what they're doing. If Como get the goal, I am slightly afraid that they can hold on to possession a lot longer. If Como get the goal, I could see them seeing it out with a dominant possession-based football for the 1-0. So
what
goal in this one is massive.
What you're saying is you're cheering on Napoli.
Mate, we are Switzerland.
Yeah, apparently. Hefo gives it away to Donald Trump, who is our cameraman for tonight. Thank you very much. Wilco, who put in that tasty 2-footed tackle just before half-time. Swings it in, but Kieran comes to collect. And they go long, which I didn't expect to see, and a good little flick on there, and it's actually worked well for them. Flicked into the box. I was going to say unconvincingly cleared, but it found a striker, so it can't be that bad. And yeah, Como are zipping it around at the moment, and that it's intimidating. If I was playing for Napoli right now, I would be intimidated. But stick to that style of play. If that's your style of play, if that's your philosophy, and you've got like we said, the players to do it. I mean, they know where to go. I can see the player running already. A bit of a better ball, and he's in there. Oh, he's done it anyway with a cheeky header. Kieran does well though, and goes long again.
Great
and
ball.
Como mixing up their Arsenal here as Agi Ace opens up the scoring for Como. And are we going to see what Domino said? Are they going to sit back on that? I'm going to go out on a limb and say absolutely not, because this team are cooking right now.
8-ball. How funny sometimes the games go for us. We're talking about two completely contrasting styles, and Como got that goal by playing simple, direct football. Keeper, big switch across onto this left-hand side, flick on header, through on goal, ball inside, and a great finish to match it.
Told you, mate, there's a time and a place for it.
Always a time and a place. And to be fair, 8-ball, sometimes it's what you know when to do it.
Yeah,
sometimes you know when to play this intricate. Oh, his feet is... Didn't know much about it, but it's got to be positioning.
To be fair, that is someone who knows how to play goalkeeper, because he's just he shifted his avatar into the ball there to save it, because I reckon that was Nestle, mate, and
oh yeah,
FIFA was like, you're not saving this, and he's like, yes, I bloody am. But yeah, what I was gonna say is watch Napoli come and score a 30 pass. They don't need to. Oh,
8-ball, that is delicious. That is a delicious ball. Tasty, right across the back four. Keeper was stuck in no man's land, and as you would be, you wouldn't come up with something like that. And it took a weird deflection off the defender, I think.
There was shades, absolute shades of script in there, Domino, but it does wonders for this channel. So it's 1-1, game on, and yeah, I think if you gave us the choice between who was going to score each of those goals, I think we would have gone completely the wrong way around. Which just goes to show how absolutely little we actually know about what we do every single week. We are criminally overrated, and we don't actually know what's happening. I think that might be a...
8-ball. How
I thought he gave the foul.
In that gap?
No, it stood. The linesman, if you go back and watch that, the linesman literally got his flag up, but it was quite clearly an advantage. And Joe Kitchens absolutely smashed it in at the near post, top bin. Spraggsy had absolutely no chance, picks the ball out of his net, and just like that, Como's lead is restored.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, rule 1 of any football: virtual, non-virtual, grassroots. You always play to the whistle, 8-ball. Always got to play to the whistle. I don't know if they're in danger of not doing that and thinking it was a foul on the outside the box. But let's take nothing away from the delicacy of that strike going top bins, catching the keeper cold. Great finish. And yeah, it's put Como up here.
And I think the dangerous thing about this Como side is not only are they good in possession, they're also very good out of possession. And you saw it there with Adam Squires pressing from the front and just not letting them play out, even if they wanted to. And I think what you were saying at half time, and Wilco does really well there. Has he got another cross in his locker? He got something in there, but to no avail, and Como just about come out. And I think we're starting to see now what you were saying at half time is this Como team are very comfortable on the ball. They will keep the ball, and they will invite this Napoli team onto them, and that creates opportunities to break like that over the top. And yeah, I said it a few minutes ago, I would not want to be playing this Como team because they are so bloody good. Yeah. And they're also a very clever team as well. What they're doing at the moment is very clever. And
good recovery.
It's going to take something massive to get something out of this for Napoli. But here they go. They're going forward and they are looking for it. They are not going to be resting. Unlucky. Cut out by Deadman really well there.
If I'm honest with you, 8-ball as well, I think Como are inviting them to play this. It might be a really smart strategy because they're dealing with these long balls over the top very, very well.
Go on.
Yeah, long balls over top very well, but they're inviting it by leaving such few defenders back and leaving it as a 2-on-1 or 1-on-1 situations on these spaces. So they're actually inviting the ball to go over the top and then handling it really well. Don't know whether that's a tactic or just how they set up, but it's impressive.
I think it's just having ballers in the team, isn't it? I mean, if you've got players who are comfortable on the ball in every position, you're always going to be able to do that. It's just big save by Kieran. It's just finding those players, Domino, isn't it? Who can defend. It's the same in real life. Finding those defenders who can defend but are also comfortable on the ball, and that's what Como have done here, and that's obviously the philosophy they've instilled in this team. And you've got a team of 11 players who are all buying into it as well. So and they're reaping the rewards for that currently. But there are still 4 minutes left. And if there's a team that can catch you on the break, it is Napoli. So watch this space as it goes into the back post. Taken down by Scottish, switched onto his left foot. Sends people for hot dogs. Joe Kitchen cannot do what he did 20 or so minutes ago, but
whistling past
they may not mind. There's only 2 minutes left. I mean, I think that might be one where he wished it actually went out for a throw-in. And they could just pin them in. Instead, they've gone long here. Dealt with well by the person who did have that shot, Joe Kitchen, headed out by Scottish, and yeah, they're the real deal. I think Domino, this Como side, they look good, all the way through, from even the goalkeeper, all the way through the team.
The option there. He's got the option again to do it.
Look how many players they've got in the box as well, Domino. That's borderline. That was borderline criminal. They had 5 on 2-3 maybe, and the ball didn't go in.
And he had the ball in that position to whip that one in. But look, 8-ball, I'm going to go here with a statement. And I said Como were good for that victory. I think all through the park with what they'd done. They were playing a style that some teams will struggle with. 8-ball, I remember you on the stream actually doing the Champions League final. And it was very, very the same. I think Gringo referred to it as terrorist ball, where they were kicking the ball up.
Yeah, something we don't particularly advocate on this channel, but yeah, I mean, for want of a better phrase.
We didn't say it. It was just
Stoke ball.
Yeah, so it's a hard position. It's a hard style to combat and play against. As you can see, the underdog team won in that game, United versus Leverkusen. So I think Como not only offensively showed the different variety they can do, the tiki-taka play, the running down the wings, the expansive play, and the direct football, but they also showed great defending one-on-one, pressing the ball. They're excellent, and I think just Napoli couldn't get that final ball. The idea was always on, the play was always on, the strikers actually made great spaces for that ball to go over the top. I think in some circumstances, the ball just let those strikers down to not play as much as they can. But, I mean, they scored a great goal. But I do think Como were good for the win.
Yeah, do you know what? It'll be interesting to see where both of these teams end up in a week or two. Not necessarily at the end of the season, but just to track that. Because they are two completely different teams. But Napoli came into that game winning the game before 5-0. So
nice.
That just shows kind of... I agree with what you said. I think sometimes that final ball did let them down, and I don't think we saw a polished Napoli performance there. But that's only because you can see those players have set such a high standard. And when you've got those willing runners, you can see something was there. It just did not click on the night. But yeah, take nothing away from Como, because that was a very strong performance, and you can just tell that you've got 11 ballers in the team, and when you've got that, you can switch up your style as much as you want. You're basically a chameleon. You can change how you approach defensively and going forward as well, and that's exactly what they did there, and it got them the win at the end of the day. They had to adapt to what Napoli were doing, and they did so expertly. They pick up the 3 points, and yeah, we move on to the next fixtures in the VFL Midweek League. So yeah, go and catch it. And if you're anything like us and have got lots of life commitments, such as a YouTube channel, go and go and each other's wives. don't
Hey.
If you've got those types of commitments and you can't do weekend VFL stuff, we would seriously ask you to consider doing a midweek stuff. Absolutely. And this was kind of the perfect advertisement for that. We don't even really need to say anything.
Absolutely.
Domino, on that note, the only things we shall say are please do like, please do subscribe. It really does help the channel. For man of the match votes down in the comments, we enjoy reading those. And if you're about that life, join the Discord as well, because it's always good fun, and sometimes you can win money. Who doesn't like money? Domino, I'm gonna leave you to sign off, but that's good night from me.
Yeah, cool. I mean, to be fair, 8ball, you said that perfectly. Midweek League is great for certain types of individual, and you can see through that game, especially some of the Como passing and play. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's still good competitive. It's not your five-a-side Sunday league kick around with your boys down the pub. Like, that is actually a really good standard. So you will get some stimulation across there playing it midweek, and it's not. And you can tell how teams set up, so it's great. So again, as always, Como, Napoli, pleasure to have you guys on the channel. Please keep it coming. VFL, great advertisement for your midweek league. That's it for 8ball. That's it for Domino. See you on the next one, guys.
Peace.